Lower back pain can be such a pain in the butt postnatally. Not only is it painful, but it affects your posture. It affects the way you sleep, your mood, the way you can exercise. So you just don't feel yourself. So here are some great stretches that you can use to help alleviate this pain. The first stretch is going to be your figure 4 stretch. So sitting down in a chair, back nice and tall, shoulders back and down. I want you to bring that left leg and bring it over onto your right knee. You might already start to feel the stretch in your glutes and your outer hips. If you don't, then you can, with a nice straight back, lean forward and take a few breaths here. With every exhale, you want to try and lean further into the stretch, obviously to where it feels good and not uncomfortable. If the reason for your lower back pain is your piriformis, you have piriformis syndrome and you want to stretch that out, then I would take this stretch a little bit further and I would just rotate your belly button towards your knee and try to pull your chest down towards your knee as close as possible. Stretch it out here. But if it's just regular back pain, then I would stay in the center. Let's do the other side. So crossing that leg over, inhale, prepare, exhale, breathe, push forward into the stretch. Oh, I can really feel that one on my outer hip. Feels really good. Keeping those shoulders back and down in a nice posture for this one. You have the option to rotate your belly button around and pull that knee in towards your chest a little bit more, or to stay in the center. I would usually do about 6 to 10 breaths. And release. Another reason for a tight lower back can be tight hip flexors. So in order to stretch these out, you can go into a nice 90-90 stretch. So using your mat, bring your front leg in front of you into a nice 90-degree angle so that your shin is nice and horizontal. Your back leg is also going to go into a 90-degree angle. Make sure you're nice and upright. As you can see here, I am leaning a little bit towards one side. So I'm going to use a yoga block to prop me up. I'm just going to lift my butt and prop it just underneath. So I'm a little more upright and I can keep that nice upright spinal position. From this position here, I'm going to inhale, prepare, exhale, breathe, reach forward. So I'm going to go as far forward as I can. Now I'm going nice and slowly because if you do have any pains in your lower back, you want to make sure to go nice and slow and controlled in this one. Take a few breaths here, in and out. You can play around with this movement a little bit, see what feels good for you. So if you want to reach out to the left, you can, or to the right a little bit as well. You can reach a bit further with those hands, coming all the way down, coming down onto your elbows if that's comfortable. And then walk your hands to come back up when you're ready. Let's do the other side. So swinging those legs around, bringing that front shin nice and horizontal so it's a nice 90-degree angle, and the back leg as well. This side I'm a little bit better, I'm a little bit more propped up, so I won't use the yoga block. Inhale, prepare, exhale, reach forward. So you can come down to here, or you can go a bit further with your hands. Remember, only go to what you feel comfortable with. We don't want to strain the back, we just want to stretch it out. Remember, only go to what you feel comfortable with. We don't want to overstretch, we just want to give ourselves a nice relief. And walk the hands back up. Another way to stretch out those hip flexors is to come into a nice kneeling lunge position. So bringing that right leg forward, nice 90-degree angle. You want to inhale, prepare, exhale, push forward. Remember, you don't want your butt to be sticking out, just a slight tuck in and then press forward. If you want to make this stretch a little bit more deep, then you can reach up with those fingertips and reach over. So you're trying to just reach with your fingertips at a slight diagonal. So whilst you're getting a nice hip flexor stretch, you're also getting a nice stretch in your lateral side. And release. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So left leg come forward. Remember, don't get that anterior tilt, just a slight tuck of the pelvis. Inhale, prepare, exhale, push forward. Back nice and tall. If you want to feel the stretch a little bit more in your side, reach those fingertips up overhead, shoulder back and down, and reach over. It's a very slight reach over, but that nice side stretch feels great. And release. Another great position to stretch out your hips, lower back, it just feels absolutely epic for a little downtime, is a child's pose. So open your knees nice and wide, pull your hips back, bring your chest to the ground and reach your arms forward. So you've got that push-pull, and you can prop your forehead on the mat and just take a few breaths in and out here. This is a perfect stretch for total down regulation. And slowly come back up. And our final stretch is an elevated pigeon pose. Doing this position elevated is really, really great because it gets much deeper into the glutes and into your hip flexors. So coming with your hands on either side of your stool, shoulders back and down, bring your leg up onto that chair. If your knee gives you any trouble and you're having any pains in your knee, then you can go ahead and bring that heel down towards your hip and stay in that slightly regressed position. Press forward and squeeze this glute. So this glute is nice and squeezed. Your back leg is nice and straight. And here I just want you to move from side to side. So just a small lateral movement. You're gonna already feel this stretching in your glutes and your hips. And then moving from front to back. So just play around with the movement a little bit. And if you like, you can come a little bit further down onto your elbows. Feel what it feels like to be here. Take a few breaths. And then safely back up. Let's go into the other side. So switching those legs. And from side to side. Squeeze that glute, so your right glute should be slightly squeezed. Just a gentle rock. And then forward and back. Play around with the height. Just make sure to keep your back nice and straight. And gently come back up. So there you have it, guys, a couple of stretches to relieve that lower back pain. Remember, don't suffer in silence. Obviously, if it's really painful, go ahead and check in with your physiotherapist and get the proper support you need. Because when you're happy, your baby's happy.